Evening, Gas Heads. Welcome back to another episode. Welcome back to episode 63 of the Talking Gas podcast. Thanks to everyone that is tuning in live. Apologies, we are a little bit late. A lot of us, had stuff on. I was late, had to do loads of stuff as well. So apologies for that. But if you're watching back, then thanks again for tuning in. And as always, get in your comments, questions. As I called it last week, Thursday therapy again. Another loss on the road. And like Neil, there's that quote you done, Neil, at the end of last episode. I think it was something along the lines of, can we stop the bleeding away from home? And unfortunately not. It's still going. Another loss I'm sure we'll get into. But all the comments, we got Bruno, Alicia, we got Matt Bray, we got Benji, we got Chris Collier as well. So thanks to everyone that's in the chat so far. Get in your comments and questions. Again, shout out to Operation Community Hamper. It's actually I actually messed up because I thought it was going to be the Birmingham game, but it's actually the Mansfield game this weekend. So if anyone can bring 1, 2, 5 or so Easter eggs to the amazing work that they do, it'll be at the fan zone on Saturday. So if anyone can bring the Easter eggs to help vulnerable children, families that are struggling, that would be much appreciated, and that would help Charlotte. Charlotte and the team do amazing work. So shout out to Charlotte again and what she does as well. Also got Ashley Wilson, even into Ross as well. Plenty of people. I literally mentioned that then. I thought he was a new gaffer then, but or within his new assistant. But start off with you, Josh. How are you, mate? How's the week been? Apart from the football, all good?
Oh, yeah, good, mate. Just working flat out, but yeah, man, all good. Can't complain. Other than Rovers, I've got nothing to moan about in my life. So, all good, bro.
Yeah, good to hear. Neil, what about you? How's the new office?
Office is an office, mate, isn't it? It's just needs must. But I'm all right. No sweat.
Good. I was the Mineheads trip. Have you got over that yet?
Mate, don't talk to me about that toilet. That is a hellhole of place. I deserve better than that place, mate. I shouldn't be there.
Oh, that was just unreal, man. Just Minehead. I mean, to be fair, I would have probably preferred to have been there, to be honest, rather than at the game. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Well, we'll get into bring back the little predictions giveaway, of course, in the standings, because Neil is one of only 2 people that got the score spot on. The other one was Thatcher's and Sam. He also said 1-0. I did say 1-0, but unfortunately to Rovers. Obviously, Josh went with a Rovers win as well. And then there was also 2 others as well. We got Mr. T Gaming, which is my brother. He's doing well in that. And also, Yusuf Keynes also said 2-1. So not the correct score, but the correct outcome, if you will. But Ben also saying apologies for walking out Saturday, but that game was stinking. He left with a few minutes ago. I don't blame you, to be fair. Thanks to everyone that's tuning in. We'll get into it. I mean, it's the norm now, especially this season anyway. This away form is just getting stupid. It's stupid. The difference from home to away is pretty incredible. Obviously, I think that's 8 games in all competitions, if you count the Ipswich game that we've not won in. Of course, it's early January now since the Cambridge game. The last 7 league games, 14 conceded, 1 scored. 12 games out of 20 we've not scored in. Our 20th away defeat of the league season. That's not including all comps either. So, it's just a shambles, isn't it? What is it? 3 wins out of 20? It's just crazy. Getting your questions. I think we'll get onto a few other stuff as well. We'll talk about points and obviously the Martin news, etc. It's just crazy now. I think 11 points out of 57 or 55 available. It's mad, to be fair. But Josh, I'll go with you first. What was your thoughts when you seen the team that we've obviously gone back to a back 4? Of course, Reindorf, who's now been left out of the last 6 matchday squads after impressing off the bench in his first game against Stockport, winning the free kick that eventually we scored from, and then making a cameo appearance in Northampton 6 times he's not been on the bench. So we had no striker. Even people have mentioned Giovanni Brown, but we'll obviously get into that when we talk about the Martin news in a bit. But Hutchinson up top, yeah, back to a back four. Thomas came back in. Sinclair was in his preferred position at left wing. What did you make of the team, first of all?
I think if you look back at any game and question Cowdy, I think this was one of the games, because what the hell is he doing with that formation and then playing Hutch up front? When, listen, I'm not Scott Sinclair's biggest advocate this season. He hasn't been great at all. I actually think he's been one of our worst players when it comes to expectation to delivery. But why has he not gone up top and Hutch on the left wing? Like, I don't really understand where that came from. The back four, I mean, people go, Neil said it many times, you build up patterns of play, and it becomes muscle memory. Why have we gone from a back three to a back four? Yeah, all right, you might want to match up against Crawley. I didn't get it.
Yeah,
I didn't get it. And we looked absolutely abysmal. Like, we were, I don't think anyone played well. Like, Connor Taylor won fair amount, I suppose, and Jed Ward was our best player.
Jed Ward was the only one.
Yeah, Jed Ward was our best player. Kofi again had moments, but it's like you've gone to Crawley away and they haven't won in 8 games, and you've made them look like prime Barcelona. Like, I just don't. It was. I mean, baffling to me. Like, why are we so bad away from home? I actually don't get it. Like, I don't understand why we're so bad away from home. Because if we played Crawley at home at the Mem under Cowdy, I think we win 3-1. So I don't understand where that's. Where we go wrong away from home, and it's almost inevitable now that you're just not going to win away from home. Like, it's looking at the next 8 games, we ain't winning away from home for the rest of the season. So, and you just take that as if that's gospel now. So, really, really poor. Like, that hurt way more than the Lincoln loss.
Yeah, I agree.
Terrible, absolutely terrible.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Obviously, it's just mad, isn't it? Like you said, it's mad that we've been doing it for a while, really. I know, especially me and you anyway, a few of the games you might have said would edge away from home or get a point. But it's just crazy that we've basically wrote off. We're sort of fighting to stay up. It looks more than likely that we will, just basing it off of our home form, but that's all we're basing it off of. We're not basing it off, it's just crazy that we're basically writing off the away games, and have done pretty for months, really, for months. Well, since January, really, because that was the last time we won one. It's not that we're just playing like poorly. It's really bad. Like,
we're getting embarrassed. We're actually getting embarrassed.
Yeah.
Hepburn Murphy. I mean, just it is borderline. It is borderline embarrassing. And then when I'm posting stuff on social media and TikTok and all this stuff, I'm getting all these shitheads replying with loads of laughing faces. And I agree with you at the minute. Like, it is laughable away from home. It is away from home. It is absolutely laughable. Like, we look, James Wilson, when he went in to like swipe the ball away, missed. Jack Hunt gets caught out of position. It's comical moments. Like, it actually is. If you look at back as a neutral, or even as a gashead, like, it is quite funny watching us away from home and some of the things we do. It is quite laughable. We're horrendous, mate. Absolutely horrendous away from home.
Yeah. Shout out to Harry for the Gascast put something like that last night, didn't they? They posted it. Yeah, that's what it does feel like. Because, like I said in my reaction, like, we deserve to be relegated, 100%. But it's just crazy how, like you mentioned, the goal is just if any goal sums us up, it's that. it's that, going past like 5-6 players, no one even someone taking, for the team. Wilson should have went fully in and just took the yellow, but he almost like went in, but then, went out of it at the same time. It was really weird. And it's just so easy. And like you said, that first half, it should have been 4 or 5. And that's, I said it as well. When you're going to a team that, like you said, 8 or 9 games without a win, and it's just so easy for them. I said it. That's definitely it has to be. They will not get another whatever games they've won this season. They would not have had an easier game the whole season. But
we do that, don't we? We do that. We give people their easiest game. It's pathetic. That's the word. It is pathetic. Away from home, it's pathetic.
It's mad. Like when they've conceded 10 more goals than us. 71 they've conceded, and when you can't score against Crawley, and this ain't even, they'll know themselves. They've struggled. They've been a mess, for a lot of the season, like we have. But when you can't score a single goal in 2 games against Crawley, it tells you a story, And it was just awful. Didn't get any better. Got worse, if anything. What also summed it up, which I didn't mention in the video, the Grant Ward cross and the Shatford cross that went out of play as well. It was I was laughing at that point. I was like,
mate, I tell you what, the funniest thing was they were calling him Greg Ward.
Greg Ward.
Greg Ward.
That
Greg just Ward. Sums us up, mate. Terrible.
It's unbelievable, really, how I've already said it. Like, there's bad, and then there's
really bad. There's us,
like what we put in. To be honest, it's just horrendous, to be honest. But there's loads of comments. Keep getting them in. Neil, what did you make of the game, the defending, the dominance, and the result?
I mean, you can't be upset or angry at what you expect, can you? So I mean, I didn't expect us to win the game, and I didn't expect us to play well. So I was looking at what I was sort of expecting. The goals honking. Don't get me wrong, but you can look at like the 4 elements of how that's gone from, individual error to individual. But also the way you got to look at that goal is like, when I talk about us as a team and a unit and as a culture, where's all the cover on that? You're looking at lads that are basically trying to do one-on-one battles, but we're wide open, right down the core of the pitch. Wide open. Like, you can start pointing fingers at individuals. Like Mola's got raced, and then he's come inside and he's done like your centre half, and whatever. But like, look at the picture. And there's nobody else.
No.
I'm talking about us as a culture and as a unit. And like I said, if that was a Tuesday night at home, completely different story.
Yeah.
Completely. We're so Jekyll and Hyde this season. So it's Jekyll crazy. And Hyde. You can't. And I go back. I know every individual performance is what it is, but these lads and those players, and even probably a lot of the staff, etc., all they've had this season is trauma. They've suffered trauma all the way through it. At what point of this season has it not been a circus? They've got nothing to grab hold of as far as a foundation to build anything off of. It's just like you've got novice owners, a novice director of football, and now you've got a novice head coach. So everyone's just having a go on the job, aren't they? Like, no one's clinging on to everyone to say, this is how we do it, because this is how we've done it before, and this is what works, and like, this is our system of how things happen and go right. Because they're all looking at each other going, well, you've never done it before. You've never done it before. It's and true. Then the playing group are looking at it going, well, everyone upstairs don't know what they're doing because they've never done it before. There's nothing to grab hold of, because you can have a bad spell, but you rely on what you've done previously to get you out of it, or look at I don't know, a Warnock or someone like that, and you look at him and go, do you know what? He's having a rough time of it, but he's done it. He's seen it. He's proved himself. There's a way of getting out of it. There's none of that. There's none of that at Rovers at the minute. It's just a bunch of novices having a go.
Yeah, that is true.
That's the bigger picture of a season. But as far as Saturday, you can't tell me, nobody can tell me that them lads believed in the structure of how they were meant to win that game or get a result out of that game. Nobody believed they were going from kickoff. They just didn't believe in the instruction. They did not believe in the instruction because slow, laboured, confused. They weren't committed because they didn't believe. You've got to believe in what you're doing to be able to give yourself a fighting chance. Just didn't believe. Like, fans didn't believe, and like, I know, you can question Calderon, but also the other school of thought is he's changed shape because he's probably thought, well, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, it don't work. You're a lunatic, aren't you? So he's had a go at trying to change something, but it hasn't worked. It's failed and it's fallen on its backside. Lads haven't believed in it. And we've talked about personnel so much this season that anyone can pick a side. They're all as bad as each other. Whoever you're bringing in isn't that much better than what they're replacing, if you know what I mean. Like, no one's there's no obvious standouts to say he has to play. He has to come out because we're going to replace him with him because he's a gun. Like, everyone can pick their 11 who they think they're going to start and the changes they've made through the game, but none of these lads have covered themselves in glory, especially on the road. Yeah.
It's just crazy, but it is spot on, and maybe some people, because you basically said like how it is, like, and that's not even like having a go. That's literally facts. Like, George Friend has literally been the director of football this season. He's never done it before. The owners have not run a football club before, I don't think. And like you said, Caldy, is sort of in a hard situation as well because, and obviously he knew it was going to be like, he even said, maybe in the interview before the game that, even if we lose, it's still the same. We're still etc. But yeah, it's just this because it's the home is literally been good. Is just this, but because we're not picking up points like you said. A lot of fans, although me and Josh and even people in the chat probably went for an optimistic win, none of us were confident of winning this game. But then, like you said, they have to go out there and do something. And like you said, it just, even with the changes, he tried changing it, and it just didn't work. And like you said, when it's sort of individual stuff, as in even the basics of the game, when it comes to pressing or as a unit or people marking or not marking players and marking runs, etc. And like you said, it was just a mess. And even like the structure within the team, even like you said, you could say, oh, you want this player to come in, etc. But even then, it's still going to be the same thing and not really much different because there was quite a lot of people getting another chance, or players that might have not started a game. And like you said, they didn't cover himself in any glory whatsoever. And you've got it spot on, to be honest with you. It's just, I don't even know. It's just getting so sort of repetitive that, it's
just getting a bit boring now.
It's mad, isn't it? Like, I'm literally lost for words because we said the same since January, and even before that, obviously, it was awful as well. It's just mad, and like you said, we're not going to get anything away from home, anything more. There's no way we're getting anything at Wrexham, or who else have we got? Blackpool final day and Bolton. Like, it's just mad, isn't it? How you can go from those two home games to then go and concede 6, not look like scoring. It's just mad, isn't it? And we've all said on how we think it can change, but it's just carrying on. It's just a bit of a madness, to be fair. Don't think Burton get more than 12 points. home form and Burton's fixtures will keep us up. Connor Taylor seems to care. Sinclair is no longer a regular goal threat. Well, the thing is, no one really is in our team apart from Soterio that has done well since January. But I mentioned it the other day. Obviously, Josh, you left your thoughts. If you go back and look at most of our seasons within, the last 10 seasons in League One, I think there's been, funny enough, most of our top goal scorers who finished the season mainly get 16. Aaron Collins, Martin, obviously Hoskins got 17 or what. Lambert had 29. But then you look at it, obviously this season is, obviously we know how bad it's been. It is an absolute, Soterio on and Martin on 5 in the league. And then Leahy in the relegation season to League 2 5 years ago had 7. So, Josh, are you going to stick with what you said? Was it 8 what you said the other day for Soterio?
Soterio, I reckon, gets 8 goals by the end of the season. And I think, that is just so bad. But yeah, we've got 5 home games. He's scoring at home. Surely he can get 3 at home or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to be optimistic because I just don't really know. It's so poor. It's so poor. You can't do anything if you don't have at least a double figure striker at the club. You can't do anything. Yeah,
and that's the thing. And even with that, like you said, even the other seasons where we might have not even been like, well, look at last season. You had Martin on 16, and thank God for his goals. By the way, obviously we'll touch on him in a minute after the shambles of the injuries with strikers, and now Martin's out for the rest of the season. If you're really late to seeing that, but it's and then I think second top goal scorer was Evans maybe with 9 or something like that. And like you said, this year it's 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then it's just it's mad. And obviously the other thing that I want to get into is obviously the news and obviously what we've seen with Reindorf. Obviously the madness that went on in that. Whether I don't even really know, because I know some sort of things you can do your research on that, or you might know someone at the club, and from as in with Cardiff that will say about his work rate, and even Cardiff fans were saying in the comments works really hard, etc. But I don't know for whatever reason, whether there's other reasons, but why do you? Obviously, I'll go with you, Josh. Like, it's just mad, isn't it? Gets a striker, and we all wanted a striker. Obviously, we was all disappointed, within that we wanted sort of someone more experienced, etc. Obviously, a lot of other clubs would have wanted the same thing, but it's crazy, isn't it? You can't even get into a squad that hasn't got a fit striker.
Yeah, before he signed for us, I was slightly skeptical. I'm not going to pretend like we know anything about him other than when he played against us in the EFL Cup. But I was slightly skeptical because when I started to look at all the stats, he scored like 4 goals for Norwich's youth team in about 50 games.
Yeah,
as a striker, like he obviously did something to get to Cardiff or whatever. And all right, he was doing well for Cardiff youth team, but I think the salient facts is that Cowdy just doesn't rate him.
Yeah,
because to call back Ollie Dewsbury at the age of 16, 17.
Yeah, from Taunton.
Coming back from Taunton. Coming back from Taunton Town to go on the bench for a League One side when you've got Reindorf at the club, I think that just says everything. He just doesn't rate him, probably. So there we go. It might be slightly different this weekend. I'm not sure, but
so do you? Obviously, when it comes to recruitment, then obviously we know Friend is and I know loads of people have obviously had their say and opinion on George Friend, and obviously Neil mentioned the sort of rawness within the job that it's only his first season. Do you think then what do you think went on with that? Because obviously, if you're saying, and obviously, yeah, most people would agree. Obviously, Crawley doesn't rate him or isn't training hard enough. It seems a bit weird, doesn't it? That he obviously brought him in, and then
I think he was a stopgap signing. Promise was out. Martin was touch and go. We just needed to bring a body through the door. And I think it was just to get us through to when Promise came back. The issue is when Promise got injured again.
Yeah.
Then it was like, oh, okay, then that was I don't think that was the plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I do feel sorry for the kid, to be fair, because it is a bit embarrassing for the whole situation. I mean, I know he's a professional football player and he'll do the whole classic, just got to work harder and but you must feel slightly embarrassed to be benched by a 16-year-old lad. Like, it's just, I don't know. I do feel sorry for him a little bit.
Yeah, it is a bit of madness. We'll have to see. I haven't seen Cowley's interview or any quotes on that, so I'm be interested to see if he said anything about him. During the one that went out today. A lot of people saying Sinclair shouldn't be in the start 11. He should be at Bath now. Knowing us, we'll probably beat Birmingham Tuesday night. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't. I mean, they drew, didn't they draw to Northampton? I know Northampton beat us, but they drew with Northampton, didn't they? I think their last league game, Birmingham, away from home. So knowing us though, we'll beat Birmingham and it'd be crazy. But that would annoy me even more though, to be fair. But yeah, keep getting your comments. Thanks to, there's a few different names as well. So thanks to everyone that has recently subscribed. Keep subscribing, keep hitting the like button. And thanks to everyone that is tuning in live or whether you're tuning in after as well. Neil, what's your thoughts on the whole? You obviously mentioned the friend that's only been doing it. Reindorf not been in the last 6 matchday squads, even without a fit striker. Obviously, Dewsbury and Sotirio, and obviously that's another annoying thing is Sotirio not even getting any minutes is even more of an annoyance for us and even for him because he's deserved a chance as well. But yeah, thoughts on Reindorf not even getting in the squad without a striker, and also give your thoughts on the Martin injury as well and what that means for him. And I'll get Josh's thoughts after as well. And let us know in the comments. Also, let us know in the comments who will be our top goal scorer. And let us know that as well, Neil. Your top goal scorer and how many goals.
Well, the Reindorf thing is, you'd have to try and find out from upstairs at the club. Like, where's that scouting come from? Is that a Calderon pick? Was Butcher a Calderon pick? Is it all been friend that he's, these are in your lap and these are who you work with? Again, because that was what it was under Taylor. Do you know what I mean? They'll get scouted for you. They'll be put in the training ground and they'll be dealt with. I mean, look at the Catamol thing. It showed up on Monday. Well, why are you here? Like, do you know what I mean? That's what I mean. It's a circus, isn't it? It's circus. So the Rangers thing, it might not.
Catamol was there.
It might not be that he doesn't. It might not be that he doesn't rate him. It might be. It might not be that he doesn't rate him. It might not. It might just be the fact that he isn't doing enough. He might not be as professional as he'd want him to be. And the whole Dewsbury and Kofi thing. I mean, not so much Kofi because Kofi's like he's held his ground and he's done well when he's come in. But he's setting an example. There's a line in the sand. You know what I mean? If you ain't up to it, then these kids are going in before you. If you're not doing what I wanted to see from you day in, day out, or it could be anything. It could be his timekeeping. It could be like tardiness around the place. It could be anything. You just don't know. If he isn't fit enough, he isn't fit enough. That's just how it is. But it's more an example thing, I assume, more than anything, because it's an example thing of either you're not doing enough, so you don't deserve to be in the matchday squad, or an example thing of you're here without my blessing as far as you've been brought to the club and I've got no room for you. I've had a look at you and you're not for me. But that needs to be addressed in the summer because you need to know how your director of football and you are going to work together because you can't just be having stuff thrown in your lap and saying work with him. He's here now.
You
can't operate like that. And by all accounts, Calderon's come in because he's earned his stripes at youth level. knows the abundance of talent that you can get from a loan market or a free agent market from there. So where does George Friend come into that? Because George Friend's going to have his own portfolio of players. Calderon's going to have his own portfolio of players. Now, if it was me from the outside looking in, I want the bloke who's picking the side to bring that profile of player in to what he wants to work with as far as moulding his side. Not so much director of football's got his own ideas of how he wants, and I've just got to like pedal the line. It's too messy. The whole thing's too messy at the minute. And the Reindorf thing could be an example of how messy it is as far as that go-between.
Yeah, that's true.
But you're never going to know. It could be a manner of all other things. We don't know if he's had a niggle that he's just not been managed to shake. He might not be fit enough. He might be doing stuff around the place day to day that Calderon doesn't like. His nutrition might not be great. His living patterns might not be great. His professionalism as a whole might not be too good. So he's probably just making an example of him, because if you're bare bones, you at least make the bench, unless you're someone like Giovanni Brown, where it looks to me the owners have said don't let him anywhere near the place because like we want him gone.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's all guesswork. There's a load of there appears to be a load of like negative politics flying around the place between upstairs and downstairs, and it's been that way all season, regardless who's been in the dugout, to be honest. And some of these lads have been collateral damage in it. I mean, the Jack Hunt thing rumbled on far too long for what it needed to.
That was crazy. Yeah,
I don't know if he might still be getting changed in the bog. I don't know, but like the whole thing's daft, isn't it? It doesn't. It shouldn't. It should be nowhere near a League One football club. That sort of stuff.
The whole thing's been a madness.
I think the Reindorf thing's a small example of just the unprofessional nature of what goes on at the football club at the minute. The whole thing needs restructuring and readdressing as far as what upstairs do, as far as feeding, boots on the ground, training pitch, and all the rest of it. What was the other two questions?
Who do you think will be our top goal scorer, and with how many goals?
I don't think Josh is far wrong. I can only see it being Sotirio, to be honest, if fit. Yeah. And 8 doesn't sound like a bad sort of target to hit, considering. Yeah. So I don't think that's a bad shout at all. And the Chris Martin thing, well, I'm surprised people are so up in arms about it, because from all intents and purposes, people were saying he's fat, old, shit, and useless. So why is anyone concerned?
Yeah, loads of people.
Why is anyone concerned? Do you know what I mean?
It's true. It's true.
You can't have it both ways, can you? You can't have it both ways. He's either fat, shit, useless, and old, or he's decent and we need him. Take your pick.
Yeah, it's crazy, because I can't remember what, I think someone, I don't know who it was, but someone, well, there's quite a lot of people at the time, and like you said, it is a mad thing where a lot of people were saying, oh yeah, he's past it, he's slow, blah, blah, blah. But there was one certain, I can't remember what one it was, what episode or what game we were talking about. But I remember you said the same thing. It was like, what is it? Is he really good, or is he just crap? Or
it's too reactive, isn't it? Okay, so he's 36. He was carrying a bit early doors, granted, but it's too easy to beat him with a stick. Oh, he's 36, he ain't scored, so therefore I'm going to decide he's fat, old, shit, and useless. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then next week he scores. Like, it's all too reactionary. Like, he's either good or he isn't. He's either useful or he isn't.
Yeah, it's mad though. Yeah. Do you both think that? Do you both think that is now the end at Rovers for Martin? Because I can't, especially with this injury.
If he's out till the end of the season, for me,
he is.
If he's ruled out to the end of the season, for me, he doesn't get another deal. Like, your best ability is availability, and he's not available enough for me. His body's breaking down. Like, he is always breaking down, and I just think there's a natural cutoff point of, like, has he been useful? Has he scored great goals?
Yeah, he's been
really valuable. He has, but at some point you have to draw a line under it and go, do you know what? We're going to go in another direction, because. If he was fit and available every single week, different story, regardless of age. Yeah. But he's not. And therefore, you've got someone that you're of a football club who's not a big hitter, paying out a salary to a bloke that you can only get out there every so often because he breaks down. You know, them sort of players aren't for this football club. We can't carry players like that because the budget won't allow it. If you're a big hitter and you've got a massive budget and you think, do you know what, whenever he's fit, he's gonna deliver. Well, that's great, but we can't afford to even have that luxury.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think it's only because last year he pretty much played every game. Obviously, he was quality, 16 goals. Obviously, brought him in by Joey. Obviously, we won't get into the absolute shit show that is. But yeah, he was quality. I think 21 goals in 44 league starts for a player that most people are like, he's another shithead. Oh, is he past it? When we signed him, is he gonna do well? Blah blah blah. But yeah, he's on a free. But it's been this season. Obviously, he broke his part of his leg at Stockport. Was out for 3 months. Obviously, the last couple. It's only been the last couple, really. I wouldn't say. But this is the time now where obviously it's now starting to, obviously give up on him really because the 3-month injury, then he's come back and now he's obviously out for the rest of the season. But it's frustrating. But like you said, he's getting to, it's like you said, it's that stage now where, like you said, are you going to give a player, turning 37 after getting now another, big injury? I don't know how long he's actually out. Obviously, he's out for the season, but I'm not sure what the actual timescale is. Josh, what's your thoughts on Martin in the injury, and would you give him a new deal or not?
I put a video out on my TikTok the other day saying like, would you give him another deal? And I feel like at this club we're quite sentimental to players.
Yeah. And
we're like, oh, we'll give him another deal because they've done this, this, and this. And you have to look at current state. Like Neil's right. The guy's 36. His body's breaking down.
Mm-hmm.
Your best ability is availability, and he's probably not the Chris Martin of now. Probably not worth the risk of tying him down to another deal. Mm-hmm. However,
it's just his goals, though, isn't it? Like when he.
Yeah. However, I like Chrissy a lot. He's good around the club. He would be one of the. Maybe I shouldn't say that because that's a bit of a stretch. But one of the better older heads in the EFL to learn from if you're a young, promising striker.
Yeah.
Honestly, his finishing ability is top 5. I've seen down at the Mem. It's ridiculous. And he's a fantastic player to keep around the club. And I tell you what, right? You look at the difference between Scotty Sinclair and Chris Martin. They're both of a similar age. Scotty Sinclair, I don't think, ever missed a game for Rovers availability-wise, but isn't doing it quite on the pitch. Chrissy Martin has showed that he's still valuable massively on the pitch with his goals, but he's just not available. And it's like the contract.
Especially this season.
If you could have the sweet spot of both, that would be great. And I'm tempted to give him another year because I think he's so good around the club, and what a player to learn off. But he'd have to understand this role of you're not going to start every game, or you can't start every game. But I just, at the same time, when do we say enough's enough? Like when do we cut that off? But at the same time, you need an experienced goal scorer at the club. Every club needs an experienced goal scorer at a club. Mm-hmm. And who else would that be? He knows the place. He's obviously stuck with the club. We've stuck by him and given him his chance to here, and here. And I'm torn, man. I really don't know. I really don't know what would be the best option to do because player coach role, is that something that I'm not sure.
You talk about sentiment, and I've heard it with Scott Sinclair as well. Oh, it's time for him to go on. How many of these lads do you want to keep on the payroll? Do you mean how many lads again,
Scotty Sinclair for me is a definite no. But
again, I know what you're saying, but I talk about what we've just talked about before. You're just adding more novices to a novice group. They've never coached before, and you've got a novice manager and you've got a novice director.
Fair.
The thing for me is and again, sentiment can get you into a world of trouble if you're not careful, because you're just giving people passes for like, oh, you've been here, thanks, do this for us. I mean, you want the best of the best that you can get. You want to go out and get the best of the best. And I know it's early doors because we've got 8 games left, but for me, and we probably will get into it later down the lane, if you're out of contract, you walk away this summer. I just want this. If Calderon's going to be here next season, let him get his arms around it and let the whole thing be his own. Yeah. Rather than dragging in what was previous from a bad situation in time, just go, do you know what? Even Willow, like, I know he's been the best of a bad bunch as far as lads that have been here, but I just think there's a time where you got to go, do you know what? We've got to be ruthless. We've got to be better. We need to change this whole culture around. And we need to Calderon get his arms around this and go, this is what I want. This is the direction I want us to go in. This is the person I want in the building. And I know we talk about wholesale changes and turning around, but there's going to be lads there.
It's the same every year for us anyway.
But we have got lads on 3 or 4 year deals that are still hanging around. And we've got some lads on 1 year deals that would probably, if they're out of contract and some, you'd let them go as well if you could. But they're entitled to stay because they got a year or so left. They got a year left on them. So I just think it won't be wholesale, but I just think now we're at the point now that if you're out of contract, because what are you rewarding? We're going to finish 20th or 19th or so. What are you rewarding?
Yeah.
If you want to be better, you've got to be ruthless and go, do you know what? Time's up. Let's go. We're going to go in this direction now with this bloke.
Yeah. It's all about it's standards, isn't it? Standards. You need to. I think.
Calderon, no one knows how good or bad he is at the minute, and you're not going to for until he's got what would be considered his own group and he can implement what he wants to do. Because at the minute he's catering to lads that, well, he said himself, they're not up to the level, didn't he? Said it himself as a direct quote. So he knows he's sort of tiptoeing around what he doesn't think is a great group. So if he wants better, you've got to get out before you can get what you want in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very true. Yeah, we will do a full episode on contracts, etc. Who's run out, because again, it's going to be, we say every year, we don't want to, another big turnaround, but it's going to be the same thing again, because you got what is it, 10 players out of contract. You got all the loanees going back, so it's gonna be a mad. And even the only one good thing I can see coming from this, and that's if obviously other clubs take an interest in that. All these players that, say for instance, that we all we signed 3 or 4 year deals, etc. We can do what Peterborough used to do. And I know it's all about, I think there will be a club out there, or a few, even if some fans might think, they're absolutely terrible, wouldn't get another League One club, blah, 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 that you can just put them on the transfer list. You can transfer list them. That's what...
You've got to find somebody who's going to take them.
Yeah, I said that. That's the thing.
Like I said about this football club, who is going to come and to Bristol Rovers Football Club and look at one of their players and go, do you know what? I'm going to go and pay a fee for one of these.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
And even if you don't pay a fee and the club goes, do you know what, just take over their contract, and they look at it and he goes, well, I'm not going to offer them that. They can have that. And do you know what the player does and the agent does? Stay put, mate.
Yeah, stay put, yeah.
Earn your dollar. Earn your coin. If they're going to sit you in the stands, get paid for it.
Yeah. And that comment as well, that is, Little Lincoln signed Collins, we signed Reindorf. Yeah. So many more comments as well coming in. I'm trying to think. I know you looked, I think you done a post on this earlier, Josh, but for anyone that hadn't seen it, how many points? Well, obviously all of our points are coming at home. We can all say that, unless we go and get another mad away win at Bolton like we did last season, but I can't see that happening, or get a draw at Wrexham. I can't see it happening. How many points are we getting from now until the end of the season in our last 8 games? out of a possible 24 points?
I said 10. Because I think that we have the capacity to beat Mansfield, Exeter, Stevenage at home, although I bloody hate Stevenage. And I think we could maybe scrape that draw against Reading. But Birmingham, Bolton, Wrexham, and Blackpool, they are all certified L's. We are losing every single one of those games.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Neil, what about you? Just guessing. How many points do you think we'll pick up?
I think we'll need 5. I think we'll get 7.
7, yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, because that's the thing. We've all said it, and I still say it. I do. I'm guessing you two are the same. You two think we'll stay up, don't you, as well? As well as me.
I think we'll stay up with the caveat in brackets is we've got away with it. We've massively got away with it. 100%. But like I said a while back, they'll by hook or by crook, there'll be 4 worse teams worse than us, over the course of 46 games. But as of what we stand now, we're probably one of the worst 4 sides in the division. But damage has been done prior by other sides. You know what I mean? It's by default we're staying up, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, right. We'll see a few more comments as well. Then we'll get into the Mansfield game. Yeah, obviously there has been talk of a free agent. There's plenty out there. You got, there's loads. Connor Wickham is one. I've always rated, but again though he struggled with injuries, so that would be Rovers to go and sign. But we do need a striker, and he is a free agent. There's quite a few as well. Just go on transfer market. There's a few, but yeah, it depends. I don't know. It will say a very paint a picture on whether recruitment and stuff. If we go and sign a free agent striker, when obviously Reindorf is there, etc. Not going to be any good strikers. Yeah, Tom Foley, the kit man, 6 goals. Yeah, it's crazy. Getting a striker now is a risk to get them up to fitness.
Yeah, that's the thing. You've got to get them fit.
Yeah,
they're not going to be fit and firing until the Exeter game, and then by that point, what was the point?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, Lindsay, not that he's been missed, but Lindsay is another mystery. Yeah, he's another one. Yeah, laughable how many people badmouthed Martin. Wow, this is mad. Really enjoy the show. Tuning in from Taiwan at 4 a.m. in the morning. That's what you call dedication. John, that's quality. 4 a.m. Listening and reading the comments is playing havoc with my blood pressure. God, don't talk about me. Oh my God. My blood pressure must be shambolic from these bloody away games, but it's my own fault. Ronnie Martin, even to you. Tom Butler said, give him another year. Cancelling my season ticket if Scott gets another year, says Harry. Martin played, I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, played for his injury. That's why he's cropped. Put more on the list. Get rid of Lindsay, Sinclair, Martin, Grant Ward, Brown, Sawyers, and Senior. Have you seen that striker, Sombalonga?
Britta Sombalonga.
I'm pretty sure we were linked with. Was it? I think it might have been the summer just gone.
But, I've heard his name.
He's in Turkey, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's chilling it up in like.
Do well to afford him, mate. He's going to demand massive money, or he's just going to go. Do you know what? I just won't bother no more.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's another comment from Marco saying gamble on a Sombalonga.
Gamble on the Sombalonga.
Yeah, gamble on the Sombalonga. 7 points, 9 points max. Shane, bloody hell, not confident at all. 3 points, but that's 3 draws. So wow. Shane thinks. Yeah, Shane thinks even the home form will mess up. Gas will stay up. Andy Rammel. Yeah, Andy Rammel. But yeah, all of us 3 think, we'll stay up. But yeah, let's get into Mansfield. Yeah, haven't won. Well, I'm saying that they have won a game, but they were on an absolute mad run of form. 13 games without a win. They were in the playoffs at Christmas, but they've since then gone on a absolute mad run. 13 games without a win before the last win, but they haven't played for about a week and a half because they didn't have a game last weekend, international break. So, but they did beat Barnsley, but everyone's beating Barnsley at the moment. So yeah, beat Barnsley 2-1. Before that, lost 2-0 against Exeter, drew 1-1 with Stevenage, drew 0-0 with Wigan, drew 1-1 with Burton. We won 1-0 against them, so it's one of three, or I think this would be the third or fourth. I can't remember off the top of my head. Back-to-back wins, if we do get the victory. But yeah, I think most Rovers fans are confident at home, but obviously the dodgy thing is it's just the thing whether we that's sound, Josh. It's just the thing whether we do that thing in it, let our away form sneak into the home form, which hopefully we don't. But yeah, they're struggling a lot. They're currently 17th. If Rovers do win, we go above them by a point. They're on 44 points. 1-12, drew 8, lost 17. Got a lot of experienced players. Obviously, Clough is a really good manager. It has been crazy because even when we played them, they dominated us without really giving Griffiths too much to do, which is obviously weird now considering that we were so were so poor, especially away from home, giving away a lot of shots. But that game, it was dominated. But then Maka goes and gets the goal. I don't know how many games he's played since he's gone out on loan, but
Cops ain't having him.
Is he not?
He's not having him, mate.
He's
not in the squad.
It's crazy. Is he not? Is he injured or is he just not?
I just don't think he's having him.
Yeah, bit of a madness. He's another one I think out of contract in the summer. But yeah, he was the goal scorer when we beat them. I think Gregory is out for the season, if I'm not wrong. Obviously signed Jordan Rose in January. They still got Evans, who I think we were one of few clubs linked with him in the summer. He's had a very good season. The striker from Newport. They did have Akins, but I'm pretty sure he's been. Didn't he kill someone? That Lucas Akins. I'm pretty sure I seen it a week or two ago that he was it a car crash or something? Or I'm pretty sure he killed someone.
Well, he won't be available then.
No, but he played though. He played in the game.
He killed someone.
I know, but I'm pretty sure he played against Barnsley. Then, like a day later, it come out on Twitter that he's killed someone. I don't know.
That can't be right, mate. Not in the world has anyone just gone and killed someone then play football Saturday. Never happened.
I'm pretty sure.
What world are we living in then?
What, it's pretty mad world, isn't it? But yeah, it's but the last game they did go to a 4-5-1. They've got Vickers on loan, who's a good player, one to watch out for, on loan from Brighton. Haram Boateng. You got Kilgore, though I don't think he's been starting the last few. Flint, who was on the bench the last game. So yeah, the team that we need to win, we must win. I think, for me, I don't really think there's much more to say that we need to get back to winning ways, and we need to continue with the home form. To be fair, Neil, what's your thoughts on the game against Mansfield? What do you make of them?
Well, my primary concern is that we'll be playing against a murderer Saturday. I mean, we're bad enough at set pieces as it is, let alone sending one of them up there.
They're good at set pieces as well.
Who's marking him? Come on, because I'm not putting my hand up for it.
No, you're not saying anything to him, are you?
Yeah.
So, but this is as bad as it is. Like we were horrible at Crawley, but I expect us to get a result at home Saturday. Do you know what I mean? I like Louis Reed. Always liked him. Thinks if you let him play, he'll kill you.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun.
Like you did under Ben Garner.
Pardon the pun. Neil.
If you let him get on the ball and move it, he can really I think is the best way of putting that. Other than that, they've been all right. Mansfield, it's their first go at it, isn't it? Since coming up, so they can't be too bothered about how it's gone. They're going to remain a League One club, I'd have thought. So it's gone okay. Again, they haven't got any magicians. They haven't got anyone that you're really, really concerned about. Their form has been in and out. They've picked up draws here and there. They're okay, aren't they? They're okay, but I expect us to turn over a side at okay at the Mem. That's where we are good. That's where we survive. That's where we get our points. And like I've gone back to before, if we did play in one of these new generic modern bowls like a Doncaster, I don't think we'd be anywhere near the side we are now. Like the Mem's really beneficial to us. Really beneficial.
100%. Yeah.
So I think we'll do okay Saturday. I expect us to get at least a point Saturday.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, Gas Molyneux is quality. Yeah, he's a shout, but I think a lot of people will be after him.
Yeah, he's amazing, but if we signed him, he'd turn into crap.
Yeah, probably. I worry this game will be similar to the Rotherham home game. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they can be quite a physical side. Obviously, a lot of lumps in there, crosses in the box. They did move the ball around okay against us, but again, it's us, isn't it? It was us away from home, and we got dominated, but we won the game. So, like you said, Neil, it's just we need to bounce back, and it's at home, innit? So fingers crossed. Josh, what's your thoughts on the game before we get into score predictions and our lineups? Just we must, innit?
We just have to now, don't we? Let's be honest. We just have to. We just no excuses. Go out there, do what you've done at the Mem all season, and I say all season since Cowley's come in. Attacking football, go at them, get the crowd behind you, and just go and secure that bloody League One status for next season. And there's just no pissing around anymore. I can't be asked.
Yeah, same. That's one thing we need to do and replicate like we've done at home over the past, or since Calderon's come in. Really, is start well and get an early goal. Fingers crossed that happens. So we're going to get into our starting 11s first. Let us know your lineup in the comments below. What would you change? How many changes would you make? We'll start with Neil first. What would be your starting 11? Would you go back to a back three?
Yeah, I'd go back to the back three, which is usual. I'd go Hunt one side, Sousa the other, Butcher in the middle with Sawyers. I'd go Hutchinson and Sotirio off of a Donkor through the middle.
Interesting. Gatlin, O'Donkor starting, of course, is massive in being back. I think that's the thing for me. I think the midfield is, the toughest bit. I think out of all of it, but that's fair enough. Like I said, let us know your thoughts in the comments now, or if you're watching back after as well. Josh, what would be your starting 11?
Jed Ward in goal, Joel Senior. I'm playing instead of Hunt for this one. I'm going for a back three then, so I'm going for Taylor Wilson, Swinkles, and on the left, Sousa. I'm then going to go for Butcher and Sawyers in the middle, with Kofi in the 10, because he's just the only bright spark at the minute, and Sotirio and O'Donkor up top.
Lovely stuff. I think that's pretty similar to mine. I'll go, Jed in goal, Swinkles, Taylor Wilson in the back three, Hunt right wing back, Sousa left wing back. Strikers are definitely O'Donkor, Sotirio. I would go with the midfield. I'd go with Butcher, Kofi, and I'd probably go Grant Ward, but it's a tough one. Sawyers has just come back after not, Ward's just come back. He's been, inconsistent. Taylor Moore, obviously, but I'd go Grant Ward. Score predictions. Let's get into those. Leave yours right now in the comments below. Neil, I'll go with you first. What is going to be the score, and are we going to win?
Yeah, I'll back us to win. I'll back us to win Saturday. 2-1.
2-1 Gas. Love that. Goal scorers for both teams?
I'll say Boateng still at Mansfield?
Yeah.
And then Sotirio and Jack Hunt.
Interesting. Jack Hunt to get his first league goal this season. Yeah, we've already got Marco with a 1-1. Sotirio and Flint. Chris Crawley 2-1 Gas. O'Donker and Sotirio. Josh, do you think we'll win?
2-1 Gas. Sotirio and Kofi Shaw to score for us. I don't know. Is Will Evans fit for them?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, we'll go Will Evans then, because that's the player we should have signed in the summer.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm actually going to go with the same. You took the words straight out of my mouth. Kofi and Sotirio for us, and Will Evans for them. So yeah, we've all gone 2-1. There we go. John agree with my lineup. 2-0 Gas. James 2-1 Gas. Sotirio with twice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, if you haven't already, make sure you leave a like. Thanks to everyone that has watched. Appreciate you all tuning in for another episode. Thanks to Neil and Josh as always. And yeah, if there's any last minute questions or predictions, we've got another one as well. Tom 1-0 O'Donker, can't see many goals in it. Is there anything you two want to talk about before we end it? Is there anything else that we haven't covered?
I think so, mate.
Yeah, Neil's just trying to sort out the lineup for Saturday in his office. He's just
He couldn't afford me, mate. He could not afford me.
Shithouse Flint to get sent off. Yeah, that would be nice. But yeah, just another. I'll do another shout out for Charlotte. Yeah, Operation Community Hamper Fan Zone this Saturday. Bring as many Easter eggs as you can. Yeah, amazing thing that Charlotte and the team are doing and have been doing for many years now. So make sure you do that. And yeah, leave a like I said. Shout out to everyone in the comments and everyone that's watching back on the replay. Thanks for your quality support as always. Make sure you give the gaffer Neil Davis a follow on Twitter if you haven't already. Follow Josh, subscribe to him, follow his TikTok as well. I'm guessing you'll have a match day vlog out as well. I'll try and get one out again. Currently haven't. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to say that. But yeah, we've won every game so far that I've done one. So, and that's only 2. So it's only 2, but yeah, I'll do one as well. But yeah, thanks to everyone watching. Leave your predictions in the comments down below if you haven't left them in the live chat. And yeah, see you in the next one. Up the gas.